Robinhood has finally filed for its IPO, and this is going to be the most hyped-up IPO of the entire year. Let's talk about why it'll be a huge catalyst for Dogecoin. Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto Fire, where we talk about Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, and investing. Before we go any further, please keep in mind that we're giving away $100 to a random subscriber. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on your favorite cryptocurrency. Read our description for more info about it. Now, let's get started with today's video. So, Robinhood's IPO is gonna be huge. This is going to be bigger than Coinbase and DoorDash last year. This is because Robinhood has been making some major moves this year. Before I talk more about it, let's try to understand why it's such a big deal for Dogecoin. Look at this. Robinhood holds $11.6 billion in crypto ahead of IPO, but most of it is in Dogecoin. It talks about how Dogecoin transactions accounted for 6% of its entire revenue last year. But now, take a look at this. Robinhood's IPO prospectus shows that 9.5 million customers traded $88 billion of cryptocurrency on its platform in Q1 of 2021, and Dogecoin accounted for 34% of it. Now, that's more than $29 billion in Dogecoin transactions. So, basically, Dogecoin and Robinhood's success is tied to each other. If Robinhood goes up, it'll take Dogecoin to the moon with it. Now, we have to remember that Dogecoin isn't that dependent on Robinhood. It has several catalysts behind it that'll make sure it stays afloat. There's Elon Musk, new updates in 1,400 stores that currently accept it as a payment method. But when it comes to Robinhood, we could say that it matters a lot to it that Dogecoin goes up. Take a look at this. Robinhood's official IPO filing said this about Dogecoin. A substantial portion of the recent growth in our net revenues earned from cryptocurrency transactions is attributable to transactions in Dogecoin. If demand for transactions in Dogecoin declines and is not replaced by new demand for other cryptocurrencies available for trading on our platform, our business, financial condition, and results of operations could be adversely affected. Now, this is incredibly important to remember because it's in Robinhood's best interest to take Dogecoin to the moon. They need to do it to continue to be profitable. And I think this is why they're going to continue to aggressively promote Dogecoin. They'll come out with several giveaways, promotions, and incentives to get more and more people into Dogecoin. And another thing they'll do is that they'll announce the new crypto wallets when it is doable without any potential problems. Robinhood has been talking about coming out with its wallet since March. Its CEO said that people ask him to roll out the wallets every now and then. But in this IPO, he revealed the reason behind why he didn't release them yet. Take a look at this. It says that a number of errors could occur in the process of depositing or withdrawing cryptocurrencies into or from our platform, such as typos, mistakes, or the failure to include the information required by the blockchain network. Such incidents could result in customer disputes, damage to our brand and reputation, legal claims against us, and financial liabilities, any of which could adversely affect our business, financial condition, and results of operations. Basically, he's quite skeptical right now because if they fail to do it properly, it'll ruin Robinhood's image. Now, Robinhood could probably delay until the Q4 of 2021 to make sure it's properly functional. But I think it's in their best interest to release it before it comes out with its IPO. This is because with these new wallets, Dogecoin holders are finally going to have more control over their holdings. And that's a big deal. And as I said, Robinhood would make sure that Dogecoin holders are as happy as possible. Now, let's talk a little more about its IPO filing. It showed that Robinhood grew from 7.2 million users in 2020 to over 18 million users in March of 2021. On top of this, the assets they have under custody went from $19 billion all the way up to $80 billion in a single year. Another thing that's surprising about it is that Robinhood was actually profitable. In 2020, it had $7.45 million in net profit on $950 million in revenue. However, that changed this year. As I said, it had over $500 million in revenue in the first quarter of 2021, which was more than half of all of its revenue last year. But still, it lost $1.4 billion in the first quarter because of convertible notes and warrant liabilities. Now, I know that a lot of people aren't really that confident in Robinhood. They don't like it so much because of what happened earlier this year with GameStop and AMC. If you don't know, Robinhood halted trading GameStop and AMC earlier this year. But the thing to keep in mind is that the numbers don't lie. And the numbers show us that despite everything going on with GameStop and AMC, it still grew from 7.2 million users all the way to 18 million users in just 1 year. That is mind-blowing. Also, we have to remember that it offers commission-free trading. Even Coinbase doesn't do that right now. So when you start making bigger transactions, those commission fees add up significantly over time. This is why a lot of people prefer Robinhood over Coinbase to buy and sell Dogecoin. Also, it's going to come out on NASDAQ and its trade symbol will be called HOOD, which I think is pretty cool. Now, another interesting thing is that Robinhood was valued at $11.7 billion in September 2020. And now, look at this. Robinhood's pre-IPO secondary shares gave it a valuation of $40 billion in February. That's over a 300% rise in less than 6 months. Now, this makes me really excited because Robinhood would probably blow up when its IPO finally comes out. And as I said, it'll take Dogecoin up with it. So, I'm eagerly waiting for them to make it official. Now, let's talk about some other interesting news that came out today. An SEC commissioner just said that a Bitcoin ETF is overdue. She also said that the SEC's prior rejections of it are hypocritical. And then she said, with each passing day, the rationale that we have used in the past for not approving seems to grow weaker. Now this is really exciting for a number of reasons. Until now, the SEC has been skeptical about ETFs. We've seen it deny over 10 applications over the last 8 years. But now, the SEC commissioner has said that it'll soon run out of excuses to reject them. This is a big deal because when the first crypto ETF comes out, it'll bring in a lot more institutional money into Dogecoin and other cryptocurrencies. This is simply because an ETF will give investors a way more risk-free and hassle-free way to invest in these cryptocurrencies. They won't have to go through a crypto exchange to invest in them. We know that some countries are beginning their crackdown on crypto exchanges, and this is why these investors are quite skeptical right now. So, this is going to be a huge catalyst for Dogecoin when the first one gets approved. Now, another massive catalyst for cryptocurrencies came out today. So, basically, Germany's Fund Locations Act came into effect today. This basically means that thousands of institutional investment funds can now flow into cryptocurrencies for the first time. It says that their preferred investment vehicle is Spezialfond, and this new law allows fund managers to put up to 20% of a Spezialfond to crypto assets. And what's interesting is that according to market experts, their interest in cryptocurrencies is exploding. Sven Hildebrandt, the head of a Hamburg-based blockchain consultancy, thinks that this could bring in $415 billion in cryptocurrencies from institutions. Let's just put that into perspective. Currently, Dogecoin's market cap stands at $32.3 billion. If we see even 6.5% of Germany's funds come into Dogecoin, Dogecoin's price will rise by 100%. So, this is yet another catalyst for Dogecoin that we'll need to keep an eye on. Now, let's take a look at this. This one talks about how Strike is going to offer almost zero fee for Bitcoin purchases now. This is incredible because Strike is working with the El Salvador government to make it easier for its residents to accept Bitcoin. We know that El Salvadorians will not be forced to use Bitcoin as a payment method. They'll always have the option to do it, though. And with this, they'll have another incentive to choose Bitcoin over fiat money, which is going to bring in even more funds into the crypto market. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Goodbye. Take care.